Picture a bustling ancient city. A once wealthy merchant sits alone, right in the ruins of his grand estate. He wasn't robbed blind by thieves. He didn't lose his shirt in a storm at sea. No, he was wiped out by a single, silent enemy. An enemy that's probably sitting in your bank account right now. Most of us fall into the exact same trap, day in and day out, wrecking our peace of mind and selling our future down the river just for a fleeting moment of pleasure. Today, we're going to unpack the story of the merchant's debt and reveal the ancient Stoic secret to building bulletproof wealth. Here's exactly what he found out. Does modern life feel like you're stuck in the rat race? We hustle around the clock. We make more money than ever before. But by the end of the month, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. We buy things we don't even need with money we simply don't have, just to keep up with the Joneses and impress people we don't even like. The ancient Stoics had a totally different take. They believed true wealth wasn't about having a ton of stuff, it was about having fewer desires. Because when you're in the red, you don't just owe someone your hard-earned cash, you owe them your freedom, you owe them your time, and you owe them your peace of mind. To figure out how to break this vicious cycle, we need to take a trip back in time to a man named Kalen.
Kalen was the top dog, the most successful silk merchant in the eastern provinces. His storehouses were packed to the rafters. His ships sailed across the known world. By all accounts, he was crushing it. But Kalen had an Achilles heel. He cared way too much about what other people thought. When a rival bought a carriage made of solid oak, Kalen had to one-up him and bought one made of imported mahogany. When his neighbors threw fancy dinner parties, Kalen threw wild banquets that lasted for 3 whole days. He wanted the world to look at him and say, "Now that right there is a self-made man." But keeping up that smoke and mirrors act, it bleeds you dry. Slowly but surely, the tide turned. To foot the bill for his lavish lifestyle, Kalen started borrowing. First, just a drop in the bucket, a small loan to smooth over a rough patch in the market. But the parties couldn't stop. He had to keep up appearances. That small loan snowballed. The interest went through the roof. Kalen wasn't the boss anymore. He was a slave to his creditors. Every morning he woke up with a knot in his stomach. The money in his pockets wasn't even his to spend. One evening, burned out and on the verge of going belly up, Kalen packed up and fled the city. He hiked up into the mountains looking for some guidance from an old Zen master. Kalen found him sitting quietly by a small fire. "Master," Kalen cried, "I've lost it all. My wealth is gone. I'm drowning in debt. I'm a complete failure." The master poked the fire and looked at Kalen with total calm. "You didn't lose your wealth, Kalen," the master said, "because you never really had it to begin with. You traded your true wealth for the applause of fools." The master stood up and handed Kalen an empty cup. "Hold this," he told him. Kalen held the cup. It was light as a feather. Then the master started pouring water into it. "This water," the master said, "represents your desires, your itch for a bigger house, a flashier ride, and the envy of your neighbors." The water kept coming, spilling over the edges, pouring over Kalen's hands, making the cup incredibly heavy and hard to hold on to. "You're trying to carry an entire ocean in a single cup," the master whispered. "The money you owe the lenders is heavy, but the debt you owe to your own ego, that's what really broke your back." Now, Kalen's story isn't just some old fairy tale. It hits close to home for millions of people today. We lock ourselves into jobs we can't stand just to pay off the plastic for stuff we bought to feel like a big shot. And this is exactly where Stoicism comes into play, like a sharp sword to cut through the noise. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus laid it out perfectly. He said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Let that sink in for a second. If you're pulling in 6 figures a year, but you're spending 110 grand, you are dead broke. But if you make 50 grand and you stash away 10,000, you, my friend, are wealthy. Wealth is the gap between your ego and your income. Having financial discipline is the ultimate flex. It's the highest form of self-respect. When you put your foot down and say no to an impulse buy, you're not missing out. You're literally paying your future self. You're buying back your freedom.
So, how do we actually use Kalen's wake-up call in the real world? Step 1. Drop out of the status game. Realize that turning a blind eye to what others think is the most profitable skill you can ever build. Trust me, nobody cares about your fancy car as much as you do. They're just picturing themselves behind the wheel. Step 2. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. The Stoics used to rough it on purpose, eating dirt-cheap food and wearing beat-up clothes for days. Why on earth would they do that? To prove to themselves that going broke isn't the end of the world. When you stop sweating other people's judgment, you stop burning cash to avoid it. Step 3. Treat debt like a 5-alarm fire, not a cheat code to upgrade your lifestyle. Every single dollar of bad debt is a ball and chain. Go all out to snap those chains. True wealth is waking up in the morning and knowing that your time is 100% yours. You've got a choice to make today. You can keep filling up the cup until it spills over and drown in what everyone else expects of you. Or you can dump out the cup, get a grip on your desires, and become totally unstoppable. If you want to figure out how to build a bulletproof mindset and crush the fear of failure that's holding you back, click the video right on your screen. And if this story hit home for you, hit that subscribe button. Stay disciplined, stay stoic, and I'll catch you in the next one.